In this topic, we will learn about the different elements of the EPC global network. We will explain to you the three most important and most visible elements. Why we need to follow the EPC global network? Since we try to implement the information exchanging system, we hope the information or data can be exchanged automatically. We use the EPC Global Defined UHF-RFID system. Follow the EPC Global definition or standard. The tray item with the RFID tag will equip unique ID numbers. In addition, we already make sure all the partners of the supply chain can use its own RFID system to induct the RFID tag based on the UHF frequency band from 860 to 960 MHz. So the information can be obtained between the RFID reader and RFID tag at the local site. So each partner of the supply chain can get the data or the information from the RFID tag based on the EPC Global RFID system. Follow the RFID standard defined by the EPC Global. However, the information is stored at the local site or in a local server of individual partner of the supply chain. So how to make the information be exchanged automatically between different partners of the supply chain? We need to give a framework, a structure to describe how the information flows from the RFID tag to the server. Then we can define the method or the function for information querying. Therefore, the different partners of the supply chain can query, request the information to another partner's information server. Then the information can be exchanged automatically based on the network. However, we still need to keep the security. So how to make sure the information can be exchanged following the same standard will be important. So after today's course, we will join to know the framework of the EPC Global Network. We need to know how to deal with the information, how to manage, how to filter the information. Then we will know how to format the information report to the customer, to the partner of the supply chain, or just answer the query, or just reply to the request. Here is the EPC Global Network Architecture Framework. Corresponding to the system, we need to identify each individual tray item. Then we need to capture the information from the RFID tag. Finally, we hope to do the information exchanging automatically. So there are three main purposes. First, identify tray item. Second, capture data. And the third is exchange information. To achieve these three purposes, the EPC Global Network Architecture Framework is made of different elements, similar to a house. The three most important and most visible elements. First, data capture. Includes the RFID and application level events, ALE. Second, EPC Information Service, EPCIS. And the third most important element is Discovery Service. So remember, there are three most important elements: data capture, EPCIS, and Discovery Service. So the certification exam will also focus on the detail of these three elements. Other elements of the EPC Global Network, for example, reader management, security, upgrading service, ONS. Of course, these all elements will be described in the following courses. The first important element is data capture. The data capture includes the RFID and application level events, ALE. Of course, the RFID has already been explained in the previous chapter. So here we will focus on the application level event, ALE. The application level events try to provide a standard interface to filter the collected data from the RFID tag. Why we need to filter the information? Because the RFID reader will induct the RFID tag frequently. Maybe once a second or once a minute, even once an hour. We will have 24 information a day. So this information is useful or useless. It depends on the requirement made by the manager. However, if the data is useless or needless, then this information should not to be recorded or stored in the database because it is useless. For example, we need to know when the trade item is delivered out from this warehouse. Then we just need to record or storage the data just corresponding to the time, the gateway, and the RFID tag. Then we can know the trade item of the RFID tag is delivered at a specific time, date, from which gateway. In other words, if the system induct the RFID tag inside the warehouse, it means the trade item is located in the warehouse. So the information will not satisfy the conditions we define on demand. We need to know when it is delivered. We don't care about the location, the time inside the warehouse. So the repeatedly inducted the RFID tag information is useless or needless. Then we need to recall the information? No, we needn't. So the RFID tag inducted by the RFID readers, the corresponding information should be filtered just according to the on-demand given conditions. So application level events are the communicate statements of the what, where, when. Okay. It may be we give the conditions about what trade item or what RFID at the specific location, where, and the time, when. So it's just a statement of the RFID tag. For example, at the ALE application level event level, there might be an event that says at location L in the time interval T1 to T2, the following maybe 100 cases are aggregated onto the following pallet. And that is the work to be done by the application level events. After filtering the information from the application level event interface, the useful information will be recorded in the database. So, how to manage The storage or the information should be recorded in the database. The EPC Global Network defines the elements EPCIS to manage the storage and exchange of information. EPCIS, EPC Information Service, try to manage the information and make the information exchange automatically between different partners of the supply chain. So, the information recorded in the database should be able to be queried and exchanged. So the EPCIS includes the database management and the information exchange management. Each company will create and uses its own EPCIS, maybe one or maybe more servers, to manage and store its own information. Of course, the company manages the access to its EPCIS. The EPCIS data can be divided into following the categories, such as product data. Of course, it is corresponding to the product description, lot of number, expiration date, blah blah blah, the all corresponding information about the product. The second will be quantity information. We will know how many instances or how many trade items of product, maybe product X or product Y, are stored in this warehouse at the same time. Quantity, we need to know how many same type of the product are located or stored. The quantity information will show this information. The last is transaction event. Transaction means logistic or deliver. So for example, EPC number X, it means the specific trade item X was shipped from this warehouse at this day and time. So we can use the transaction event to describe the shipping or logistic event or information. So we try to create the complete report reply to the customer or manager by consisting of these three events, or we say three different formatted report. 1. Product data. 2. Quantity information. The third, transaction event. Then by these three formatted report, we can try to describe the state of each trade item, the collected of the trade item, the same types of the trade items, and the deliver or logistic situation. All the information will be recorded in the EPCIS. So when we query the specific IFID tag number, the unique ID number, UID. The UID will be checked by the object name service ONS and translated as the URL, the web link, to the corresponding EPCI server. So just the same or the similar way we use the browser, we just need to pass the IBID tag unique ID number, then the browser or the web link can make us connect to the correct information server, EPCI server. In this step, when you use the unique ID number to search or look for the corresponding information, you will be redirected to the manufacturer who owns the unique ID. Remember, the unique ID number consists of EPC manager number, object class number, and serial number. So by looking for the EPC manager number, we can find which manufacturer or company owns the number, owns the unique ID number. So we can know the unique ID number belongs to the company, then we can look for or search or query the corresponding information. We can send a request to the company's EPCI server. Then the EPCI server will reply the corresponding information to us or to other partner of the supply chain. In the supply chain, each partner of the supply chain can recall the information obtained at the local site. So when one trade item embedded with an IBID tag delivered from one manufacturer to another, for example, warehouse, they are both the partners of the supply chain. However, the IBID tag information, the data flow will follow the EPC global network and recorded in the warehouse EPCI server. Of course, the same data flow, the manufacturer EPCI server will record and store the IBID tag information in its EPCI database. These two EPCIs are individually established. And the information also stored individually because in different companies, different partners of the supply chain. So if these two companies assign a contract, yes, they may have the chance or have the method or API to exchange information more quickly and automatically. So the data exchanging between these two companies' EPCI server can be done automatically just because these two companies assigned a contract. However, in the supply chain, there can be several companies storing information on one item in their own EPCI server. So it is thus necessary to have a service that defines where you can find information on specific product. Otherwise, how can you know or where to find the corresponding information of the unique ID number? So the discovery service enables users, even the terminal customer, even you, he or she, can use the discovery service to look for the specific EPC number information. Discovery service enable users to find data related to the specific EPC number. So the discovery service also return the links, web links. We already described that the RFID unique ID number can be translated as the URL, web links. So discovery service also return the links to the EPCI service or other places where the data is stored, so that the requester or the customer can query this EPC service. Originally, you use the unique ID number to find the corresponding information. If you directly translate the unique ID number to find the web link URL, then you will be redirected to the manufacturer, the company, product, the trade item the company owns, the unique ID number. However, today we want to collect all the data corresponding to the EPC RFID unique ID number. We try to collect all the information as the product history. Then we have to use the discovery service elements. By discovery service, all the links to the EPCI service can be replied to the customer. So you can find a lot EPCI service link and collect the corresponding RFID tag information. So the discovery service makes it possible for companies to retrieve the information on all the events of a specific item. An example is the traceability information. For example, EPC X was produced at maybe 2008, February 1st. Okay, so EPCX, the same trade item, left the factory or manufacturer at the 2006, February 4th. Go to the warehouse Y. Then it left the warehouse Y at February 9th, from where it went to the store Z, where we can obtain the traceability information. Because the EPC manager, the company, the manufacturer, assign the EPC unique ID number to the trade item, so we can have the event information. EPCX was produced at February 1st. This information is given by the manufacturer and recorded in the manufacturer's EPCI server. Then EPCX left the factory at the February 4th. This information is recorded at the manufacturer's EPCI server. Because the trade item X is delivered, leave the manufacturer. So the information will be recorded in the manufacturer's EPCI server. And the warehouse Y will record the information at the February 4th. The warehouse Y received the trade item X. So combine these two information, we can formulate the sentence EPCX left the factory, go to the warehouse Y at the February 4th. It combines two information from different EPCI servers. One is from the manufacturer, another is from the warehouse. The same, the warehouse Y records the information. The trade item EPCX leaves the warehouse at February 9th. The store Z recall the information EPCX received at the February 9th. So again, two information from two EPCI servers can describe the event of the trade item X. Here is the show summary of the EPC Global Network Architecture Framework. In this topic, three major components of the EPC Global Network are described. The first is Application Level Event, ALE. It is a standard interface that filters the collected or inducted data from the RFID tag. The filter condition will be given by the manager. The second is EPCIS, EPC Information Services. It manages the storage and exchange ability of information between the different partners of the supply chain. Information collected from the RFID tag and filtered by the application level event will be managed in the EPCIS. Of course, other additional data can be added. such as the transaction information. The third component is discovery services. It is used to find where the information is stored. In the EPC global network, the information is not centralized. The information corresponding to the specific unique ID number of RFID tag will be managed and stored by each relevant partner of the supply chain. The information is recorded and stored by the individual EPCI server. So the discovery services are needed to locate the source of the information. Then we can collect all the information from different EPCI servers to create the product history or the delivery history report. And it is also three major components when the EPC global certification define the questions. The EPC international certification also focus on application level event, how to filter, how to create a report, focus on the EPCIs, how to exchange the information, how to deal with the request, and also focus on the discovery services, how a customer or the partner of the supply chain to collect all the data from whole supply chain. So until now, we already know the detail of the technical aspect of the EPC global applications. First, how the EPC created by the EPC global become the standard, how to define the frequency, and the importance of the antenna for RFID tags and readers. We already define and know the components of the RFID tag. There will be substrate, RFID chip, and antenna. To transmission to receive the power, the antenna is the most important part or most important components of the RFID tag and RFID readers. The third is what kinds of a frequency to be used. You should consider the environment. You should know what kind of application you need and how much you will pay to create the RFID system in your application. Especially if you use in a moist environment, what kinds of the frequency you can select. Or in opposition, if you use in the supply chain with the metal environment, what kinds of the RFID tag or the frequency you should choose. The last is the key components of the EPC global network. There are three important components: application level event, EPCI server, EPC information service server, and the discovery services. what the application level events do. What EPCIS can provide its function or its service. If you want to collect all the data to create the product history, you should use the EPCIS service or you should use the discovery service to create your product history. You have to know, you have to differentiate the difference between EPCIS and discovery service.